Hello, my name is Paul Schaefer. I'm 23 years old. I'm the one that made the song and the music video, Broken Stone. That's just a piece of my life that I felt that I needed to share with the world. When I was 3, my dad died, and I didn't deal with it too well. You see, I became very violent and tried to seek a way out of the fact that he died. When I was about 5, my mom met this guy named Rick, who became a part of my life, but we didn't really get along. Rick was addicted to drugs. I didn't find that out until later on in life, but from 5 years old to about 9 years old, I lived in a crack house, and I didn't know why I was always in a bedroom alone. Why I never went to school, why I never had friends, why I just felt like the awkward man out. At the age of 10, I ended up moving to Kansas. My mom and I moved to Kansas to try to get away from my dad, Rick. Also at that age, I figured out my dad, Rick, was doing drugs. At the age of 13, he ended up getting in trouble for the drugs and going to prison. Around the age of 14 is when I started developing seizures and developing a way out, experimenting with drugs and alcohol. By the age of 16, I was addicted to many different drugs, alcohol too. I was smoking cigarettes, I was dealing drugs. At the age of 18, I almost went to prison. I got drunk one night and I stole a car, and after I stole that car, I hit a parked train. When I hit that parked train, I ended up getting out of the vehicle and trying to walk home. I was very intoxicated. I got picked up by the police, and later on I was let go. They didn't figure out what happened until they started looking for me, because they found out there was a vehicle with nobody in it. There was a guy that they picked up who was drunk earlier that night, and the FBI got involved because I stole the car off of a car lot. I pled guilty to my actions. I went to rehab in El Paso, Texas. In that rehab that I went to, I found out that I had a blessing in my hands, and that blessing was music. I've always wrote poems, and I developed my poems into songs. Broken Stone was created while I was in rehab. It was at first a poem, then a poem changed into a song. Later on, I noticed I wasn't completely honest in rehab. I said I had a problem with drugs when I really had a problem with my life. Also ended up getting married before rehab because I fell in love with a girl that I never wanted to lose. When I was in rehab, I had a couple seizures, which got me kicked out because I had a very big doctor bill. I got out of rehab, came back into society, got a job, went back to my old ways. Not necessarily drugs, but I went back to drinking alcohol. And that alcohol that I was drinking, I didn't realize had an effect on my body that it didn't have on people that I was around, so they didn't understand why I was acting the way I was. And those actions made me feel sick. Every time that I didn't have the alcohol around me, I felt nauseous. So I had more and more of it. Then I found out that alcohol was a reaction to life. I was trying to escape. I thought that I could go back into society and drink and live like a normal person, when all reality is I am a normal person. It's just I'm a normal person looking for a way out that I didn't have. I couldn't find because I was looking in the wrong places. Needless to say, I ended up getting drunk, staying away from my house, staying away from my wife, getting drunk more often, going out with friends and getting drunk. I ended up doing some horrible things to people. I asked those people to forgive me, though. I finally came to God and asked Him to forgive me. And now I've been sober, and I quit smoking cigarettes. I have a son. I'm able to look, myself in the mirror and smile and say, I have a life now. I give that life to God. This music that I have, this opportunity that I was given, is from God. I want to share it. I have more songs that I'm going to come up with. It's been a while since I've made some that I've put online. It's been a year since I've put anything up. I do have more songs, and I do want to share them with you guys. I thank you guys for your support. I think those people that are out there that can deal with life without having to sedate themselves. I think that people for supporting me that did. I thank my mom for being such a strong woman and being able to raise 4 boys under a household of crazy destruction. I thank my mom for being strong enough to stay with my father. I thank my father for finding sobriety of his own and getting out of the drugs and living life right. I also thank my dad that gave me life. I thank him for being with my mom, and I just wish, Dad, I would have got to know you. But it's okay that I didn't, because that time will come soon. I just thank God. I thank the Christians that are dedicated to God. And I thank everybody for that love that nobody can show except through our Father. That love is called the agape love, the love of abundance that can't come from anything else unless it's from God. I'm proud to be here, proud to be alive today, and I'm proud to have a God that loves me for me. I'm gonna head out. Thank you guys for listening. Respond if you want to. If not, it's understandable. I'll have more songs. Plan on having them before August. Alright, bye.